morning, Lincoln. I'm Jaden Cohey.
And I'm Javon Lewis.
Javon, do you smell that?
I think I do, but what is it?
I think it smells like victory, specifically our Gahanna boys track team. Both our boys and girls teams are 2022 Gahanna Relays champions. The girls won first place overall after winning 8 events. Here's Madison Scott with the highlights.
Our 4x16 comes out good with Alyssa Shope starting us off, keeping the lead and running hard. The girls fought to the end and got 5th place overall. Daisha Decree was jumping away with a height of 4'8", placing 7th, and so did Anna Silva, tying with her. Here comes our hurdle crew taking on the shuttle hurdle relays, with Cameron starting us off, beating Columbus Academy and Canal, placing 1st place overall. Amron, Kiana, Micaiah, and Micaiah Chan blows all the teams away in the 4x2, winning over 3 seconds. After 10 events, our girls had 70 points, winning overall 1st place and back at their home field. The distance girls can run getting out and coming out in 3rd place in the 800. They were making sure they kept a good gap to keep that good place.
It's great to be back on our home turf. We haven't had a Gahanna Relays in 2 years, so it's just a really great feeling to come out and have our time to shine, you know? And it just makes it even better that we get to win.
And this is Madison Scott from The Zone.
Congrats, girls. Now on to the boys. The boys track team is celebrating after winning Gahanna Relays. On Wednesday night, they lived up to the hype as the top team in the state. Finally, the boys could say they've got a home game at the Gahanna Relays. Here's own Edmund Baker with the highlights.
It's senior night at Gahanna as the Lions hope to take home first for the first time on the track for the Gahanna Relays. Isaiah Wells Jackson gets 3rd place, jumping 18 feet and 11.5 inches, starting the Lions night off right. In the discus event, Griffin Fushi threw 135 feet and 4 inches, giving some more points for the Lions. The 4x8 team of Jordan Anderson, Varun Mariala, and Shamarke Ali and William Michael, the Lions finished with a time of 8 minutes and 42.34 seconds, placing 4th. The Lions smoked the competition, coming in 1st place. The team is consisted of Drew Pizzico, Makai Shaheed, Romero Wells, and Maxwell Cummings. They finished with a time of 1 minute and 27.75 seconds, what made them the winner by almost 2.5 seconds.
It's super cool to be here at home. I really like the atmosphere. It's a lot different than going to other schools, and it's nice not to have to travel and be here with my friends and finish out my senior year at home.
Our varsity softball team is using strong pitching and great team speed to compile wins this year, and the Lions post these strengths on full display Wednesday. I was there.
Today, our Gahanna Lincoln Lions will be hosting a game between the Westerville Warhawks here at home. We have a very slow and shaky start to the game. No one scores in the 1st inning. The Lions' hopes are down. The Westerville Warhawks will go up 2 within the 3rd. The Gahanna Lions will soon find some energy. They start making plays. Then boom, out of nowhere, a very much needed home run scored by Lily Campbell. This was the start of something great, because later in that inning, the ladies would go on to score 2 more runs for the Lions. At this point in the game, our offense and defense are sound. We're making plays, we're scoring bases, and we're not letting anyone pass. Our Lady Lions will go on to score 2 more runs in the 5th inning, but this is no time to celebrate. At the start of the 6th, our Lions had to shut out to ensure the victory. But in the final stretch of the game, we managed to score 1 more run. We send the Warhawks back to Westville and secure the dub. This will make the Lions 14-1 in the OCC Conference.
Now on to varsity baseball, and it's safe to say that no other sports team in the school is more frustrated than the baseball team. The Lions were scheduled to play 6 games this week, and they only played 1 due to weather. In that game, they lost to Westerville Central. Lincoln has only played 8 games this season, and 3 of those were played in Florida. So the Ohio weather has not cooperated with their season. The Lions are 3-5 this season. They hope to play at Grove City tonight and at the Sales tomorrow. Good luck, guys.
Jane, I think we have someone joining us in the studio today.
Is it state champion Brandon Carpico?
You're on the right track, but no, it's Olivia Doyle.
Oh, you're right. Good morning, Olivia. How you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you guys?
What do you have for us today?
The boys tennis team lost 2-3 at home to Marysville, but defending state champion Brandon Carpico and sophomore Matt Ryan both picked up wins. Our Luke Murray has the highlights.
Defending state champion Brandon Carpico and Matt Ryan lead the Lions men's tennis team against Marysville. Carpico is undefeated on the season. Opening set of the match, Carpico with a big serve and an easy forehand winner. Later in the first set now, Carpico whips a forehand cross court for another winner. Now in the fifth game, Carpico hits a backhand down line on his way to a 5-0 set lead. Moments later, Carpico serving for set point. He approaches the net, has to recover on the lob, and goes between the legs before following it up with a punch at the net to win the first set 6-0. Early second set now, Carpico defending serve. Russo whips a forehand, and Carpico crawls the backhand over the net to earn the point. Now in the second set, Carpico serving up 1-0. He approaches the net, Russo lobs it over his head, and Carpico again goes between the legs, cross court for the winner. Moments later, Carpico with a big serve and an easy put away to take the 2-0 set lead. Later in the second set now, Carpico with 3 aces in the fifth game to take a 5-0 set lead. Carpico now serving for match point. Hits a nice drop shot at the net and follows it with an easy put away and throws up the OH after. Carpico wins this one 6-0, 6-0. Now to the second singles match, where Ryan lost the first set, looking to hold serve to start the second set, and does with this point to take a 1-0 lead in the second set. Later in the second set, Ryan now up 2-1 in defending serve, getting into an extended rally trying to take a 3-1 set lead. And Ryan rushes the net to force an errant shot to win a huge point. Ryan now trying to hold serve in the second set and wins another long rally here on his way to win the set and win the match via a 10-6 third set tiebreaker win. Despite great efforts from Carpico and Ryan, the Lions came up short, losing 2-3 to Marysville at home.
Speaking of the boys tennis team, one of the boys tennis coaches takes his approach to tennis slightly differently than anyone else. Our very own Brandon Carpico has the story.
Richard Jordan is a coach on the boys varsity tennis team, but he has something that sets him apart from the other coaches.
Okay, so playing national senior tournaments, it's a lot of fun. Everybody at age, I'm 63 years old, and everybody in that kind of age group has some physical limitations. We're not going to be sprinting around the court the way we were at age 23. But the game is still the same.
Coach Jordan has been playing national tournaments for quite some time, but he still thinks that he has some more things to learn.
And after 50 years of trying to play the game better, I'm still trying to improve things, still trying to get just the right shot at the right moment.
In addition to playing national tournaments, Richard Jordan has found another love within the sport of playing tennis, coaching.
Then on the other hand, playing and hitting with high school players is enormous fun because this is the age when players can improve dramatically in a short period of time.
The rest of the players on the team, as well as the other coaches, have noticed drastic improvements with his help.
Coach Jordan has really helped me with my tennis career. During the off season, I took lessons with him, and he really helped me progress my shots and the different variety, and especially with my strategy.
I think when it comes to how he's impacted my coaching, his technical skill level is off the charts. Just the things that he picks up on are absolutely outstanding in terms of grips and backhands and serves and just the things that he sees in players. He does a great job, I think, of complementing our coaching styles.
With many, many years of tennis behind him, Coach Jordan is just as excited for the years playing ahead. This is Brandon Carpico in the Zone.
The boys volleyball team is enjoying a successful season. The guys faced off against New Albany Tuesday evening, so we sent Liam O'Brien to the match. Here's Liam with the highlights.
The Lions were on the road Tuesday against a big rivalry. Let's go see how the men's varsity team did against the New Albany Eagles. Early in the first set, Lucas D'Amatos scores an ace to make the score even 1-1. The Lions come crawling back when middle Ame gets a huge block, giving the Lions the lead 14-13. Late in the first set, Nate Boggs gets an amazing kill off the right pin. Lions 20, Eagles 21. End of the first set results in New Albany's win, 25-23. In the second set, putting the Lions ahead is Caleb Boggs with the second ace of the game. Lions 12, Eagles 10. The result of the second set ended in another Eagles victory, 25-21. Using newfound energy in the third set, TJ States finds the ball and puts the Lions up 13-10 with an amazing spike. Winning the third set are the Lions, 25-23. Midway through the fourth set, JJ Vandermark slams one down the line to give the Lions 16 to New Albany 17. The fourth set ended in New Albany's victory, 25-23. The Lions put up a great effort. Good luck in the rest of the season.
On Thursday, the boys volleyball team took on the Reynoldsburg Raiders at home in an OCC matchup. The Lions started off slow in the first set, only beating the Raiders 25-21. In the second set, the Lions pulled out another victory, 25-16. To complete the win, the Lions won the third and final set, 25-17. Some key players for the Lions were Ami Bacchus for his outstanding kills, TJ Slates for his outstanding serving streaks, JJ Vandermark, and Caleb Boggs. We caught up with player Jalen Jones after the game.
We really came together as a team in the second set. First set, we started off a little rough. We didn't have energy and we weren't communicating, but we pulled it together, and that's really what helped us push those last two sets. This was pretty good, but our defense helped our offense to become what it was. Without our defense, we wouldn't have been able to get our offense running. So I really feel like it's both hand in hand. We really love Ame, and his energy on the court is just so infectious. We see him get a big kill, and then it lights up the whole court. And also JJ, or Caleb, when he gets a good serve, everyone just crowds around him, and it's great. Without positive energy, there's just no talking, and when we don't talk, we make those communication errors, which leads to bigger errors, and which leads to lost points. So positivity is where it starts.
Thanks, Jalen. That's all for me. Back to Jaden and Javon at the news desk.
Thank you. The girls lacrosse team has a diverse mix of seniors, juniors, and even sophomore standouts on their team.
Our Lily Sager caught up with sophomore Isa Rivera on the hard work it takes to continue to advance and progress as a team.
So I'm here with sophomore Isa Rivera, one of the varsity lacrosse players. So Isa, tell me what kind of hard work you had to put in the off-season to get ready for this varsity position.
So on the off season, I always train. So I do summer swim for a rec team, but I always make sure that I'm physically fit and active. And I also do cheer, so sometimes it gets hard. I balance everything and make sure that I'm still working out everything that I need to for lacrosse and working on lacrosse stuff. I just try to I like to run, and I practice and I shoot on my goal. I just put 100% in, and the coaches see that.
So tell me about your team. How close are you guys, and how do you think that affects how you guys perform against?
So this year we have a really tight-knit group, and I think especially everyone on varsity, we're always on the same page. No matter what happens, we're always sometimes you just have those off practices, but we're always on the same page, and we're all really close friends, and we have a bunch of inside jokes.
So thank you, Ita, and now back to the sports desk.
Thanks, girls. Let's switch our attention to boys lacrosse. And Javon, I can't believe this, but I think we have even more company in the studio today.
Is it girl bowling champion Delaney Rossetti?
Bingo. It's first team All-Ohio bowler Delaney Rossetti. She joins us now. Good morning, Delaney.
Good morning. How are you guys?
Good. How are you? What do you have for us today?
The boys lacrosse team put up a good fight against the defending state champs New Albany, but fell short 12-4. The top scorers for the Lions were Caleb Mason and Tyler Brochard. Speaking of scoring, we take a look at the people who stand in the way of scoring. Here's Brecken Parsons with how our goalies feel about their position.
It's always fun to score a goal and or watch your team score. We never look at the person standing in front of the net. Goalies have dealt with great deals of pressure as they are the ones holding the score down.
There's definitely stress when playing goalie, being the last line of defense, and not having anyone else out there to help you. All your mistakes are seen, and everything you do wrong, everyone can judge. I mean, everything you do right, everyone can see. So it's really a risk you take playing a goalie, but the main reason goalies play goalie is to be the hero.
Goalies deal with a great amount of pressure standing in front of the net, whether it is making big saves to keep them in it or make sure no goals go past them. We just need to know what drives this pressure towards them.
Again, I'm the only one on the field being the goalie, so I matter to the team and I contribute to winning the game or losing the game.
The stress behind goalkeeping is probably the reason you're the only one out there, and you could be taken out so easily. Usually on most teams there's two goalies, so the stress of you have to play good, stay in, or you lose your spot. Also just to win, like if you're not playing your best, then the team might not win, and if you're not focused 100% of the time, your team might not win the game. And so it's important to stay focused all the time, and even if you take a bad touch on the ball, it can result in a goal, or maybe if you drop a ball and result in a goal, that can lose the game 1-0. So any mistake you make could lose the game.
Pressure is driven by many factors, especially in sports. There are many ways goalies can use methods to keep them relaxed and cool, and if they don't, it could be very game-changing for them.
I would say just like deep breath, and I don't really get stressed too much on the field because I take my adrenaline and put it into the game to help me make better saves. And then also my teammates uplifting me and saying oh, you got this, that really helps and keeps all my pressure and stress down.
Goalies, a position we all overlook. We need to give them more respect as we might know what they are going through in a normal game. Pressure affects all, but they deal with it most. This is Brecken Parsons in the Zone.
While the boys recover from their loss, they're gearing up for the upcoming games. Our own Avery Hall got the inside scoop on how the boys prepared to take on the field. Here's 1 minute with Andy Flanagan.
Today I'm here with defensive midfielder Andy Flanagan from the boys lacrosse team, and I know you guys had a pretty tough season last year, only winning 1 game. What have you guys been doing as a team to help get better?
Well, for one thing, Avery, we've had a lot better team chemistry, and we just have a lot of really good senior leadership, and I think also the freshmen that came in have really helped our team take a leap. With that chemistry, we've just gotten better on the field and gotten our stick skills up, and we're still looking to improve.
Right, and then I know this week coming up you have some tough teams that you guys are up against. Are you guys doing anything specific to just prepare for that?
We're just going hard in practice. Coach Mark always says you practice how you play, so we just got to go hard in practice, go after every ground ball, don't give up on plays, and just keep our heads in the game. And when we're down a couple points on the scoreboard, we got to just keep our heads up and stay in the game mentally.
All right, perfect. Well, thank you so much for being here, and I'm going to toss it back to the sports desk.
Thanks, Avery. Well, that's all I have for you today. Back to Javon and Jaden at the news desk.
Thank you, Delaney.
The NFL draft is upon us, and there is a lot of young talent ready to show what they've got on the big stage.
But before we get into the draft, let's take a look back at the highlights so far in the offseason.
Our Drew Pizzico took a deeper dive into the depth of the NFL.
This NFL offseason has been the craziest sports fans have ever seen. We've had huge contracts, big trades, and it seems like everybody wants a fresh start with a new team. Deshaun Watson is now the highest paid quarterback ever.
Watson, pressure off the edge. Watson survives it and then checks down to Jones. Jones inside the 40, inside the 30, inside the 20.
But he isn't the only All-Pro QB joining a new team. The former Seattle Seahawk Russell Wilson was traded to the Broncos, making a stacked AFC West even more competitive. But what's in question is, who will have the bigger impact?
I think the biggest move this offseason has been Deshaun Watson going to Cleveland. You know, all the articles that came out told us that Cleveland was essentially out of contention. So him going to Cleveland and making that much money there is a super huge deal. And, you know, with his still ongoing court case, he may not even play. So I honestly think that will have the biggest effect this season. I'm excited to see what happens as a Browns fan, so we'll see.
The wide receiver position has moved up to the second highest paid position in the NFL, mainly because of these two big superstars joining new teams this offseason. Tyreek Hill and Devontae Adams stole the headlines when Hill signed the biggest wide receiver contract ever, and Devontae Adams leaving Aaron Rodgers for the Raiders, both leaving two powerhouse teams in the process. Another superstar joining Adams in the AFC West is linebacker Khalil Mack, the former Defensive Player of the Year signing with the Raiders' crosstown rival LA Chargers.
And that may have taken him out of field goal range. It was Khalil Mack.
It's a really good signing for the Chargers, especially you look at the Super Bowl champs last year, the Rams. They had Aaron Donald and Von Miller, you know, two great pass rushers. The Chargers now have Joey Bosa and Khalil Mack. So obviously it's pretty important to get after the quarterback with only 3-4 people can play back in coverage. Khalil Mack is a stud. He's not washed at all. He's just been on some mediocre teams, so he's going to make a huge impact on the Chargers.
Mack isn't the only linebacker switching teams. Von Miller, the former Super Bowl MVP and the two-time champion, made a surprising move to leave the defending champs and sign with the Bills.
Von Miller to the Bills was something I didn't see coming. You know, he had obviously a really, really good year in Los Angeles. You know, he took him to a Super Bowl. Not necessarily him, but just the team went to the Super Bowl and won it. So I definitely thought he was going to re-sign or maybe go back to Denver, but I didn't think that he would go to Buffalo. That was never even on my radar, and it was a huge shock to me.
The great thing about football is that it's a team game, and one player can't win it all for you. Even with all these big names moving around the league, it's still going to take a team to win it all. This is Drew Pizzico in the Zone.
Well, Lincoln, that's all we have for you today.
Tune in for Friday for more information on news, 5th period sports broadcasting class.
And as always,
Go Lions!